Good morning, everyone. How are you? Today is Tuesday, and Tuesday normally is the day I will work with you and doing the so-called endless sparrow's tail. But today we're not going to do that. You know what? Because I have invited Dr. Roger Yanka to be here with us, and some of you probably know Dr. Yanka. He is really a visionary in this so-called mind-body health, and he's a holistic healer. You're going to hear more from him and from me later on. But before we do all those things, let's get started. How about that? Okay, if you're new to the class, my name is Violet Lee, and I demonstrate all the movement both from the sitting position and standing. So you see me go up and down, and you don't have to. So let's bring the two hands together. Go to the front, go to your right, go to yourself, your left. Yes. By the way, I am mirror image you, so this is your right side, okay? But it's okay if you go to the left side first. It doesn't matter because we will work on both sides. You see, okay? Let's go for two more times. Here's one and two. Good. Now reverse. Yes. See how excited I am? Now, also I have announcement to make. This Saturday is the World taiji Day, and we will have a celebration here. So hopefully you can be here, and then maybe you can grab somebody who doesn't practice taiji normally into this class, and pushing out and relax your shoulder, bring hands to the side, just circling around your waist. Good. This is ankle. No, not ankle. Elbow rotations. All right. See, when I get too excited, sometimes I got it. Want to say correctly. Okay, let's go for two more. That's one and two. Relax. And now, gentle fist. Turn to your right side twice, then turn to your left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 3, 2. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop. All right. And now bring your feet back one foot at a time and kick and relax. Yes, good. And now hands to the side and shake your hands, and gradually bring your hands upward over your shoulders and over your head. And now fingers point at ceiling. Woo! Turning really quick. It's like screwing light bulbs. Ooh! And now, gently bring your hands downward and keep shaking. And now, engage your knees up and down on your heels. Very good. Keep shaking. And now, put your heels down and keep shaking your hands. And slowly, slowly, slowly coming down. And feel the tingling sensation. Good. And then next, let's bring your right arm up close to your ear, moving forward and down. Well, the shaking exercise we just did looks like simple, right? Believe it or not, a lot of people cannot do it correctly, especially when you're saying, screwing the light bulb, shaking. And one thing is use it and lose it. And now reverse. So we need to do these frequently, or better yet, every day, so we don't lose functionality. Let's go for 2 more. Here's 1 and 2. And now change side. You know what? I have taught thousands of people of taiji and qigong, and both in St. Louis locally and nationwide, and also in foreign land. And I have reversed taught people of all age groups. And guess what? It's not always say the seniors have more difficulty to do some of the exercise. You'll be surprised. And let's go for 2 more. Here's 1 and 2. Good. Relax. And now bring your 2 hands together, rub your 2 hands together. And now massage your neck, back and forth. And relax your shoulders and melt the stress away from your shoulder and your neck. And now hands down and keep your upper body upright. And then you steady, keep your knees softened down. And lower your head. Feel the gentle stretch in the back of the neck. Hold for a couple of seconds. And up center. Now tilt to your right shoulder without lifting your left shoulder. Back to center. Now tilt to your left. Back to center. Now look at ceiling. Feel the stretch. Back to center. And now look over your right shoulder. Back to center. Left shoulder. Back to center. Now we're going to circle the neck. If you feel dizzy or you don't like the feeling of it, you don't have to do this. Head down, circle to your right, back, left, and down. Make sure your shoulders are not moving. You isolate your neck and give it a great workout. And make the rotation as big as you can. And sometimes you may hear some popping noise. Good. Let's go for 1 more time. My student Gil called this is like Rice Krispie. Yes. Keep turning. Again, relax your shoulders and not moving in at all. Good. You may find that one side is easier than the other. And for me, one side is popping more than the other. Last time left, back, right, and down. Good. And now 2 hands together again. And massage your kidneys with your hand or back of your hand. Some people find that it's difficult to use the hand. You can use the back of your hand or using fist. And then doesn't matter whichever way you prefer. And now, let's do the hip rotation. Keep your head suspended, okay? Keep turning. Good. If you're sitting, follow me. Good. Actually, sitting is harder than standing. Okay. Last time, right, back, left, and front. Now reverse left, back, right, front. Keep going. Last time, left, back, right, and front. Good. And now, hands together, massage your knees. And now using your hand, guide your knee outward circling, and you'll be sitting pick up your heels and do the circling. Good. And let's go for 2 more. Here's 1 and 2. Now reverse. Now in and out. In and out. Very good. Keep going. 2 more. Here's 1 and 2. Good. And if you're standing, your right toes in the back. And now you do the ankle rotation. You're sitting, pick up your right foot or your right leg, I should say. And do the ankle rotation. Good. And now reverse. And put it down. And if you're standing this time, left foot in the back. You're sitting, pick up your left leg and do ankle rotation as well. Good. And reverse. Next, we're going to do the front lunges and then your right foot in the front. Let me show you the side view, okay? Make sure your knee stay above the ankle or behind, okay? Don't do this and don't pushing forward either. And you pausing downward, yes. Okay, you're sitting, bring your knee in to your chest. Keep pausing, you're standing. And that's the last one, good. And if you're standing, this time your left foot in the front. Again, make sure your knee does not pushing forward, okay? And you do downward pausing. Let's go, good. And last one, good. Next, we're going to do side lunges. Open your legs wide if you're standing. Shift way to your right. Don't turn your body like this, okay? Body square facing the front. You're sitting, pick up your right foot on your knee and pausing down. Good. Feel it? I can. Okay. And now switch. And now you're standing. Make sure again, don't turn your body square. And pick up your left foot. And you're sitting. Good. And relax. You kick from behind. All right. We finished the joint flexion warm-up exercise. And so next, let's do the 8 sections of bouquet. If you're sitting or standing, keep your feet about hip width apart. And then you softly bend, round the hands in front of your lower abs. Hands facing your lower abs. Now slowly inhale and exhale. In and out, in and out. Now bring your hands together, put palms up, and then straight, arms straight, look up, and now look at the screen, move the arms further back. So first you're like this, and now you move head back to neutral position. Move arms back, see your lower back arch. Now you open, bend your knees slightly and relax. Hands together, up, and look straight and open. Good. Up, look straight, open. 两手托天立三焦 both hands pushing toward the sky. It's great for the health of the spine, the shoulders, the lower back, and the triple warmer. Good. And the next one, if you're standing, open your legs wide. Make sure your toes don't fan out. Bring your toes in, either straight or slightly inward. And cross your arms. You can do high stand, medium stand, or low stand. Your choice. Okay, and so you're sitting, you don't have to open your legs so wide. Now slowly pull your arms apart, your left elbow straight, right elbow bent. Now open your right, cross, and pull. Open left, cross, pull. Open right, cross, pull. 左右开弓式射雕 and pull, bow and arrow. This exercise is great to improve the health of the lungs and the heart. Open, cross, hold. Okay. And the next one, if you're sitting or standing, bring your feet in about hip width apart, both hands facing up, and slowly bring your left hand up to the center line of your body. Once it passes the head and above the head, you twist your left palm up, so your left hand facing the ceiling and the right hand down. And see the left fingers point to the right side. The right fingers point forward. This is asymmetric, okay? And make sure your left elbow to the side, not to the back, but to the side and not to the front, okay? And now bring back, inhale, exhale. Now right up, left down. Make sure left fingers point forward. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 调理脾胃虚肝举 to improve the health of the stomach and the spleen. We raise our arm alternately. And make sure you really feel the stretch at the root of your palms. Let's do one more set. And with these 8 movements in exercise, we can do as many times as you want to. And next one, both hands down in front of your lower abs. And now open your arms, okay? Not turning your body, only turn your head. Look at left, bring it back. Look at right and back. Look at left and back. Look at right. This reminds me one incident, and I was teaching, and this exercise, and I kept saying, "Don't turn your body." So I tried to imitate. I said, "Well, this is wrong, okay? Because your body turn." I say, "This is correct," and then I said, "This is wrong." I kept doing this several times, on both sides. But their students still did it wrong, and I did not know what to say. And after the class, and then everybody's gone, then a student came to me and said, "You know what? You're such a good instructor. You not only show us what's the right way, you also show us what's the wrong way." And finally, I just had it. I said, "You know what? I was imitating you." But the matter of the truth is, a lot of time, we don't know how we are moving. And but it was a taiji and Qigong practice. It made us more mindful and really be aware of our body. With that being said, let's do it again. Okay, make sure you don't turn your body, both hands in the front, and open. And you can straighten your leg. And now, not moving your body, only turn your head. Look at left and back. Now open, look at right and back. And left and back. Right. 五劳七伤往后瞧 to improve the health of your liver and digestive tract. And then you should turn your head like the owl. And another thing is I found out, yesterday I shared with you all. I say because previously I was working for a large telecommunication company, and I was managing tens of millions dollars projects, and it was very stressful. So my neck hurt like crazy, and then but at the same time I was tired. I was totally exhausted in the day. And however, and then doing this, okay, a few times, and really, rejuvenated me. And okay, next one. Open your legs wide and four fingers in the front, the thumb in the back. We're going to swing the head from the right to left, okay? And then you are sitting, bring out your feet, 45-degree angle. Make sure your knee stay behind your heel. You don't want to be like this, okay? You don't want to be like that because once you lean over, you may fall. So make sure your knees stay out. Stay behind, your heels out. So, and now sit. Keep your upper body upright. Lower your head to the right knee and circle to your left knee. Circling. Relax. Now reverse. From your left to right, circling. 摇头摆尾去心火 circling your head and your tail can help to reduce the inflammation in your body. Let's go for 2 more sets. Right to left, and now left to right. All right. Now bring your feet in about hip width apart. Both hands up, palm facing each other. Bring hands down in front of your chest. Flip the palms. Move hands to the back. Round the hands behind your legs. And now touch the heels, toes. Move arms to the ear and come up. If you're standing, make sure your legs are straight, will not bend as you put your head down and now move arms to the ear and coming up. Yes, keep your legs straight when you do this exercise. And the important part, round the hands behind the legs. Up.双手攀足固正腰 Both hands touch the feet to increase the function of your kidneys. Good. And this is last time. And the next, hands open wide, bend your thumb, 4 fingers wrap around. And now you're standing, Choose your level, high, medium, or low. And now, right fist out, open, and open your eyes wide. And still at the screen. Good. This is called 转拳入目真气力. Open your eyes wide and twist your wrist. This can increase your energy level and your strength. And make sure you turn your wrist at a 90-degree angle. Good. Last set. Good. Bring your feet in and now up and down. When your body or your heels come down, your body may shake a little bit. Good. Do not drive your heels down with any force. Also, do not control and make them fall slowly, okay? And just let the gravity does its own work. Good. And last time, good. Now shake it out. Good. All right. As I was telling you all at the beginning of the class, today we will have Dr. Roger Yanka and to join us. He lives in California, so it's quite early for him. But I really appreciate it. And he got up early for us, and not only that, he's going to tell us about so-called the Qi medicine, as well as teaching us this trademark taiji easy, and you will like it because it's easy, right? Okay, good. And let me see. Looks like Dr. Yanka is there already, and this is great. Let me welcome him to the studio. Okay, if my mouse works. For some reason, the mouse is not working. Okay. Okay. It keep blinking. I don't know what's wrong with my computer. Okay, good. Dr. Yanka, can you see me well? Can you hear me? Okay, I cannot hear you. And for some reason, your mic is mute. You have muted your mic, so unmute your mic. You know, this happens all the time, and each of our instructor before they came, and we always test this logistic, and they're all fine. And as a matter of fact, this morning, Dr. Yanka and I, we spent 15 minutes and just just test out the sound system. For some reason, his mic is muted, and I cannot unmute it because Dr. Yanka, it says you choose to mute your mic. And if you see yourself down there, there is like a mic situation with a line crossed, and click on that, and maybe you can unmute it. I cannot hear you. Okay. Hello? Yes, I can hear you now.
Sorry, I got caught in a internet vortex.
Well, that happens, and you're not the first one. And Stephen Watson was here 2 weeks ago, and I have tested with him so many times, but for some reason, and it was even worse. We could not hear him. We could not see him. But I'm glad you're here, as I mentioned to the audience, and you are really a visionary, and in the area of the holistic healing art. And then you are Chinese medicine doctor. You do the acupuncture as well as the Chinese traditional Chinese medicine for 35 years. I cannot believe that 35 years already. And I know you have done a lot of research, and in China, not in the study the Chinese medicine, you study the exercise of Qigong as well as taiji. And and I heard you also learn Kung Fu there, right?
I love Kung Fu.
You love Kung Fu. Okay, great. And when you founded an organization which is called the Integrated Qigong and Tai Chi in Santa Barbara. And I know that organization has done, oops, oh, what happened? Oh, this is not a good day. Okay,
Are we good?
okay. I'm good. It's always a challenging, right? Okay, and so maybe I should drink some tea and relax myself. Oh, where are you going?
Becky, will you bring my phone here, please? Are we on or no?
We are on. You are
Okay.
live. You're
Okay.
live, and so don't call me on your phone, okay? Because we will have interference.
Yes.
So
All right. All right. I
well,
don't need
anyway,
my phone.
so the organization.
I don't need it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's just like, let's go back to what was the last question?
I have not. I have not asked question yet. I'm saying you founded an organization called the Institute of the Integrated Tai Chi and Qigong, and
Yes.
which has trained a lot of instructor and to teach the healing art, and so it is great. And but do you want to talk a little bit how you started with this holistic, you know, medicine,
Sure.
and how did why did you choose to study Chinese medicine at the first place?
Yes. Well, that is a long story. I'll make it very short. I had a tragedy as a younger person. My father died when I was really young, 9 years old. And after that, I wanted to be a doctor. I went to medical school. I realized that medical school didn't have anything to do with enhancing health. It was all reactive after health was lost. And so I dropped out of medical school and studied literature. And the Tao Te Ching was the first book that we read, and it really got my my attention. And so I said, to myself, I said, I want to be a doctor of that, you know, whatever that is, whatever those beautiful ideas from, you know, 2,500 years ago in China. And so that's how I ended up being a Chinese doctor. And then what I realized was that my patients, I love Chinese medicine, it's very effective, but I ended up retiring from that because I realized that my Qigong and Tai Chi students were much more enthusiastic and interested in their well-being than my medicine patients. So I decided that I wanted to just do Qigong. And from Qigong, Tai Chi, Gong Fu, to me, is always at every level about fitness, well-being, inner focus, inner observation, turning on the healing resources that are provided naturally within the human body, so that people can stay well, be fit, have health resiliency. And, you know, the healthy immune system is really a window on the health of the whole person. And so right now it's really like a big deal for us to feel like we have a strong immune system. And so but the interesting thing is that Qigong doesn't just say, you don't just say, I'm going to do Qigong for my immune system, because the immune system is a part of all the systems. And so our intention when we do these practices is to enhance every system. And when all of the systems are coherent functionally, then that comprehensive, integrated, functional coherence is called the health system, which is naturally in ourselves. So we say, well, I'm having a problem with the health system. I hate the health system. Pharmacy, all that stuff. And the real health system is here.
Okay, good. Well, for some of you, if you're not familiar with Dao De Jing, is a how should I say, a book and written, and actually a very very short book written by Lao Tzu, and some of you probably know Confucius, and Lao Tzu is a great philosopher, and the how should I say, his tell the things he talks about, and then now many people attribute it as a so-called Taoism. Taoism as a philosophy, not Taoism as a religion. And so
yes, correct.
I myself read Tao Te Ching from time to time, and it's a difficult read as well. And so I know you have done research in China regarding this area, but at the same time, you have also helped researchers in this country, and then to see the efficacy and the effect or the benefit of practicing the healing art. And can you, I know some of them may be kind of a secret, but can you just give some of the examples, what you have done, and the kind of result, and then maybe you can share with us?
Sure. Well, just briefly, we've done a lot of research and continue to do so. The most impressive thing that I would say that I've been, honored to participate in as a project is that in around 2010, 12, we did a review of all the literature on Qigong and Tai Chi. Not just Tai Chi, not just Qigong, but Qigong and Tai Chi. And there were almost 100 studies that had been done from 1990 through around 2010. And all of them found that Qigong and Tai Chi are safe and effective. And this is earlier on when the question was, in medicine, we always have to ask, is it safe and effective? And medical people these days are saying that, to develop a vaccine or a new medicine takes 2 years. And what when you're developing a medicine is that the person is sick. With Tai Chi and Qigong, you don't have to be sick. You can take better care of yourself while you're well to stay well. And so the research proved that Qigong and Tai Chi are effective and they are safe. And since then, of course, Qigong and Tai Chi have become much more prevalent in the public, become like a household word, we could say. And the Veterans Administration now has a program called the Whole Health Program, in which Qigong and Tai Chi are recognized as among the top 3 non-pharmacological interventions for chronic diseases, pain, and stress. So that's amazing.
Yes, that's very, very true. And there's a few things I do want to mention. Yes, first of all, the review you wrote, and there was other some scientists, and that was a very, very good, how should I say, piece of work. And I myself read it, and I also wrote an article about it. If any of the audience, I encourage you to read Dr. Yanka, their publication, and it was published in very reputable journal. And if you don't want to read the long one, you want to read the short one, and then that's the one I wrote about their review. So you can let me know. I can send you an article on that as well. And of course, when they review the hundreds of studies they have done, and then they use so-called the gold standard, and they tease out some of the research which is they don't fit the gold standard, and so and some of the research, they, like you say, maybe it just was healthy people and see how they even become healthy, but some are with the people with some kind of a condition and how has been helped after practicing the art. So that's very, very good. And yes, and I think starting from June last year, and the VA system gradually roll out the taiji and Qigong, and for veterans. And I think it's a really a groundbreaking things. And I hope all our general medical system can also adopt that, because they allow the doctor to write that as a prescription instead of taking 3 pills a day or 12 pills a day. You can just do Tai Chi, find a instructor, and then to do this exercise and get better. And I know, Dr. Yanka, you have been a great, how should I say, um, promoter of the art, and you have gone through the hoop, and then to knock on the doors of the VA systems, and you have done a lot of great work at the various VA systems, and then to show the effectiveness of the art. And I really, appreciate your work. And thank you so much for doing that. Yes, and I know it is difficult. You can spend hours and hours just talking to people, and then make them understand and really inspire.
Yes.
So that's excellent, and I think that you earn respect from the Tai Chi and the Qigong community in that way, and for sure.
Thank you.
And so, do you want to talk a little bit about so-called the Qi medicine? What does that mean?
Sure. And I just want to remind everybody who's watching that we will do a little practice here in just a moment. So Qi medicine is a concept that reveals, or attempts to reveal, that the naturally occurring functional capacity of the human system is the most profound medicine. And so in Chinese theory and philosophy and medical tradition, we don't talk about physiological function, but in the Western world, we do talk about physiological function. And so Qi medicine basically equates, if you will, physiological functional efficiency. Let me say that again: physiological functional efficiency with Qi. And in the Chinese tradition, medical tradition, when the Qi is deficient, the person is less well, less vital. When the Qi is ample, the person is more vital, more well. And so if we take the word function, now let's think about function for just a moment. When the planets are circulating around the sun, that is their function. When the peach tree or the plum tree or the cherry tree blossoms in the spring, that is their natural function. And when the person wakes up in the morning, that is the natural function. When the person goes to sleep at night, that's the natural function. So in Qi medicine, basically, we equate functional efficiency with ample Qi. And, it's a we could talk for a much longer time about that. The idea is to be able to use Qigong practice to be able to amplify and normalize and regulate the qi, which is the same as amplifying, normalizing, and regulating function in humans. If we wanted to regulate the function of trees, we would have to be like a tree doctor. If we wanted to regulate the function of the planets in the sky, we would have to be a planetary doctor. And so I'm a doctor for people, and Qi medicine is how to be able to kind of combine information with traditional Chinese Qi-oriented paradigm or information to help people to understand how powerful they are and how to make the most profound medicine within their own being, which, by the way, when you do Qigong, you're making the most profound medicine and it doesn't cost anything. It is totally free. In fact, you could not buy the medicine that you produce within yourself. You can only make that medicine.
Okay, great. So, well, why don't you just now help us to build that medicine within? How about that?
Okay, we'll do it.
I'm going to get out. Okay, so you will have the full screen.
Thank you very much. So, Violet stated that I would be doing Tai Chi Easy with you today. And Tai Chi Easy is a way to make Tai Chi accessible. Because Tai Chi is so powerful, we don't want it to be isolated or secretive. I mean, there are isolated and secretive forms of Qigong and Tai Chi, but in my work and in the work that I've done with people in China and in other parts of the world, the goal isn't to make Qigong and Tai Chi inaccessible. The goal is to make Qigong and Tai Chi very accessible. And so Tai Chi Easy is made up of a small portion of the biggest versions of Tai Chi, which are traditionally stated as 108 movements and different numbers, but there are many, many movements. In Tai Chi Easy, the number of movements is less. And by the way, we have trained Tai Chi Easy practice leaders all over the United States, Canada, Mexico, even in India and other international countries. And this all happens through an organization that my wife and I founded, which is called the Healer Within Foundation. So if you want to know more about Tai Chi Easy and maybe even get more involved, Tai Chi Easy is accessible through the Healer Within Foundation, healerwithinfoundation.org. So let's just do this together. Because we don't have a lot of time, we'll do the two easiest movements from Tai Chi Easy. And the first one, and they're actually come at the end of the Tai Chi Easy method, but because they're the easiest ones, we'll just do those today. And then if we have more time into the future, we can investigate the harder movements, which are still easy, but they're not as easy as the ones that we're going to do now. So first one is cloud hands, hands like clouds. We're going to link the breath to the movement just like you would in Qigong. And it goes like this. Your hands are in your lap. Now I'll do the first part sitting, and then we'll do the next part standing. And you can stand for the first part too if you want to, but I just want to demonstrate sitting and standing because a lot of people are compromised. And in Qi medicine, we adapt the practices for the people, for their circumstances and situations. Raise your...
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you push your chair a little bit back so we can see your hands when you're sitting? Thank you so much. Okay, now we can see a little. Okay, great. Thank you.
We'll start here. And thank you for supporting, people and being able to see. So our hands are in our lap. I'll just lift my legs so you can see hand here, hand here. Breath in. Raise your hands, palms forward. Breath out. Sink down. So if we were standing, you would sink down. I'll stay sitting for right now because it's very powerful to be able to do these practices sitting. Breathe in, exhale, sink down. Now, your one hand, either hand comes down across the front. Breathe in. And, sorry, let's do that again. Sink down, hand across the front. Breathe in, raise bottom hand, lower top hand. Both hands pass. Turn your body. Breathe out. Now breathe in. Hands are like clouds passing. Breathe out. Breath in. Now exhale. Breathe in. Now exhale. Now let's talk story. All the gestures in Qigong and Tai Chi. Breathe in. Breathe out. All the gestures in Qigong and Tai Chi tell a story. And the story of cloud head is first to ask the question. When the cloud is in front of me, not in the sky, keep going. When the cloud is in front of me, but not in the sky. And then look here, there's another cloud down below. Where might I be? Tai Chi and Qigong were invented long before airplanes, so you wouldn't say, I'm in an airplane. Breath in, breath out. Watch your hand as it's passing. So have you figured out where we are if the clouds are in front of us? The answer is we're in the mountains. So now when you go to the mountains, your cell phone doesn't work. When you go to the mountains, you can't park your car, or there's no hotel there. When you're way up in the mountains, you might be alone with nature. And haven't you noticed that when you're alone with nature, you have a feeling. There's something that happens within ourselves. And that's part of the chi. The emotional self is inspired. And isn't it interesting? Breathe in, breathe out. Watch your hands. Breathe in, breathe out. And when you're inspired, isn't it interesting that the word inspire means to be kind of like thrilled, but it also means to breathe. And the word inspire is actually, in the Latin version of the word, means infused with spirit. So we're in the mountains, we're inspiring, we are inspired by the surroundings, by the majesty of the surroundings. So when you do cloud head in a repeated way like this, and it's a way to practice up for using cloud hands in Tai Chi form. We can get a feeling like being in the mountains. image that I'm seeing in front of me. I'm going to get off the stool now and we'll do the next gesture. Now, you won't be able to see my feet, but I can tell you that when my feet are together, they're parallel with the toes pointing forward. And when I step out, my feet are parallel, the toes pointing forward. If it's not comfortable for your knees, then stand in a comfortable sort of way. So here's where we finished cloud hands. Let's do one more cloud hands. Deep and slow and relax the breath. Transition. Gathering earth and sky. Open your hands. Sink down. If it's comfortable for you, you can sink way down, way down. For right now, for the purposes that we're having today, just sink as much as is comfortable for you. And then, as if you're gathering yin energy, earth forces, raise up. Now, gathering the forces of heaven and sky. And it is as if you are gathering profound, powerful resources from earth and pouring them into yourself. And then it is as if you are gathering magnificent resources from heaven and sky and pouring them into yourself. You could say to yourself, I am replenishing, I am renewing, I am rehabilitating, I am empowering. And think about this, the body is associated with earth, both are substances. And the mind and spirit are not a substance, just like the openness of sky. So you could say to yourself, when you're sinking down and gathering from the earth, you could say to yourself, gathering the resources that support the flourishing and function of my body. And then when you reach to the sky, you could say to yourself, gathering and infusing myself with the resources that nourish and support my mental, emotional self and my spiritual self. One more. And as you can see, this is a practice that makes legs strong. Allow your hands to come to a conclusion somewhere in here. Sink into your knees. Drop your sacrum and lift your pubic bone. Lengthen your spine. Head lift up. Shoulders drop down. Elbows open. Fingers soft. And let's just take 3 deep breaths here. Long and slow and deep the breath. One more. Slowly. Now let's close. Palms forward. Shift your weight to one side. Gather from around you. Bathe yourself. Step together, bathe yourself. Say something to yourself like, I appreciate myself for taking care, maximizing what my being, neutralizing stress factors, and settling into a kind of stillness. Now, drifting for a moment. Drifting means just don't try to stand still. Allow yourself to come under the influence of the earth and sky, merging within you. And then to conclude, we can make we've been making medicine. We turn on healing resources by doing these practices. So now that we have the medicine, let's use massage to deliver the medicine to the parts that need it the most. So does your elbow bother you? Does your neck bother you? Massage your neck. Shoulder bother you? Massage your shoulder. Do your knees bother you? Massage your knees. Do you have digestive challenges? Press and release and press and release on your stomach and then your small and large intestine. Are you at risk of heart disease? Press around your heart. Do you have headaches? The best time to fix a headache is before you get it. The beauty of Chinese medicine isn't necessarily about treating diseases after your health is lost. Chinese medicine is very much about the whole idea of sustaining health resiliency. We could go on, but let's call that it for today. Well, we're not shaking hands these days, so allow me to give you or do a kung fu gesture, or I could put my hand on my heart and wave, wishing you. Violet, are you there somewhere?
Of course. That was beautiful. And thank you very much. Well, so you're familiar with this book since you also are the editor and for this wonderful book, and this is called Chinese Medical Qigong. And this book has been used not only in the medical school in China, and it also is used in the medical school in this country and Europe, and the most prominent, how should I say, the research institute in this country and the Europe, they're all using this book. And
Yeah.
the book, and it talks a lot of why Qigong matters and how it works and why we can heal within. And how, but you have to follow Dr. Yanka to recommend using, right?
Thank you. Yeah, that was a big project, and that book used to be very expensive, but they made it a little shorter and they put it into paperback form, so it's less expensive now.
Yes, I got that one also. And when I got first I could not find this book, because they will do anyway. So I bought another one. When I bought the paperback, I opened up and said, "Oh, my name is in there." they put me in the front section for the whatever the endorsement. So it was interesting to see my name actually in the book. But I endorsed it long time ago, not because they put my name there. thank you so much for this beautiful class, and I hope we get to see more of you. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you
Thank
again.
you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye
See you
bye.
tomorrow.